Just arriving at the safari park.
It's monkey!
one's got its wedge out, look. I bet you can't zoom. Why has none of them got on the car?
What you want them to?
I don't mind, just so I can film it.
Number 8 is
There we go. We've got one.
Got one on the car?
Yeah. Yeah. At the back. Like a baby one. I think it's got off.
Is it gone?
Yeah.
I thought I heard the noise.
Dude, there's one right in front.
Bothered, it'll soon move, won't it?
Yeah, it moved.
They're used to the cars, aren't they? So.
Hello. Hello. Stop pushing. Hi. Hi. One of them just dropped. Why does it have to come on my side?
You window it?
No.
Don't you be breaking anything on there, you.
That one's got off. Hi.
It's up to mischief, aren't they? They're trying to break stuff.
He's got poo on his bum. Could have whacked your bum, mate. He's hairy. Oh. That one's sniffing his bum. Oh.
Say, Sky, say bye, monkeys. Bye. At least we got through that unscathed without any damage to the car, didn't we?
Yeah.
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 Let's go to the next area. The size of it.
It's the-
It's a bison.
Massive, innit?
I want to move it.
They don't move.
Fucking hell, they're massive. Hello. Oh, sorry. Sweat. No, it's got tied at me because I swore. Oh. It's okay, now she knows not to repeat.
No, it's not that.
Just for the cameras.
For the cameras, when we put on YouTube, we get blasted.
Sorry. For any YouTubers, I'm sorry, I did not mean to swear.
It's not because of that, it's because the
Want me to grab that? There's a tree actually.
it's a wolf.
Is that undomesticated dog? I'm actually sense.
Settings was to what?
Yeah. Alright, guys. We're not going to come near the car. There we go. See it land down, Sky?
Look at this one up here on the hill.
Wow, look at this one. Wow, that's my fossil.
Oh my god.
Look like he sneezed.
Wow.
The size of it.
Well, hopefully on this place that we can zoom in and that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get that video on my phone. Can zoom in.
Tried it already.
So we've done the driving safari bit, now we're just going to the foot safari. You can see some giraffes, have a look at the gift shop. Yeah. You're going to see the giraffe sky. We're going to see the giraffes. Quite windy, isn't it? It's that one on the top. We're going to go and see some of the other animals, Sky. Sky, going to go and see some of the other animals. Let's have a look on the board what they is.
We're going to go and see the giraffes, aren't we? Yeah. And the wolves.
Does it say where we are?
Tigers.
And the tigers. It says our adventure starts here.
What about the back? I'm going to go at the back so I can see. Oh, is it? Is that one down too? Yeah. Cheers. Oh God. Babe. Filming from the back. Sky. Sky. a rattlesnake ride. Next up we've got the carousel. Just in the queue waiting for this one. A bit cold here today.
I'm on the seat.
It's freezing. Looking forward to this one. You looking forward to this one, Sky?
Are you sure?
We're just waiting for it to set off. And we're off. 2 fully grown men here on the carousel. But we have got a child with us, so we can't get away with it.
I already said that in the last video. The hook keeps touching you on.
Alright there, babe.
Questions of interest? What's yours?
Should I get any of Lee's content?
They don't know yet their name.
So what's yours? Tell them, plug your channel.
My channel is Twilight Draco.
Underscore.
Yeah, Twilight_Draco. DRAKO. Everyone should be able to do Twilight. And just look for a mask.
What? You enjoying yourself, love, at the safari park?
Yeah. Better than the last time we come.
I know, we come during COVID and there's none of it was open, just the wildlife. But we're going to get a drink and we're going to head into the sea lion show.
Yeah.
So I'll film when we're in there and show you what it's about. We're at the sea lion show. Just waiting for the sea lion show to start. Show you where we are. So I'll come back on when it's ready to start.
Alright, okay, well good afternoon everybody, welcome along to the second of today's sea lion displays. My name's Jake, and as you can see, I've brought 2 of our sea lions out to meet you all. And the first job for these 2 is to give you all a nice big wave hello. But these 2, they won't wave to you unless you're all waving to them first. So everybody sniffing arm up in the air, waving around a little bit. There we go, that'll do that supposed to be. Come on then boys, we better wave back, say hello to everybody. Make everyone feel nice and welcome. Keep going, good boy. So these 2, they are both Californian sea lions. And as that name does suggest, you can of course find the largest population, or the biggest group, of this particular type of sea lion all along the coast of California. Now you can also find them as far north as Canada, where of course it's pretty cold, and as far south as Mexico, where of course it's lovely and warm. So this type of sea lion is quite widespread all across that western Pacific coast of America. Now these 2, they're not yet fully grown, not even this big fella over here, and they won't be fully grown till they're around 18, maybe 19 years old. By that time these 2, they're going to reach lengths of around 2 to 2.5 metres, so they are going to get a lot taller especially the little fella. But they could also end up weighing anything between 30 to possibly even 40 stone. So they are also going to get a lot fatter and a lot heavier too. This big chap over here, he's weighing in at 21 stone already. So in theory, he could at least double in size. If you can imagine two of him stuck together, that's how big these guys can actually get. Let me introduce you to them so you know who's who. We'll start off with the little fella first. This little guy, he's called Roger. Roger is one of the youngsters that we look after here at Knowsley. He's only 8, so as I say, he's one of the younger ones. And he's definitely one of the cutest. Now Roger is very clever, he's very excitable, but he's also really friendly as well. So I think we'll start things off with a little flipper shake. How are you doing, Roger? You okay to get a nice little flipper shake and then lovely little kiss? Thank you, good boy. So that's little Roger. Now the noisy, excitable sea lion who sits over in the corner, he's called Arthur. Arthur is 17 years old, and out of the 3 sea lions that we look after here at Knowsley, Arthur is without a doubt the naughtiest. He's most likely to muck about. He causes trouble whenever he can, and as you'll be able to tell during the display, he does make an awful lot of noise. But again, just like Roger, Arthur's very clever, and he's also really friendly as well, so I better say a quick hello to him as well. Right, you, are you going to be a good boy in this display? Oh, you are pretty good, are you? Okay, well, he always says that, don't let that fool you. We'll have to see how he gets on. Now, before we do go any further, I do believe we've got a birthday girl in the building. Where's Grace? Give me a big wave, Grace, let me know where you are. Sat over in the middle over there. Now, it's Grace's 7th birthday today. Now, whenever there's a birthday in the Sea Lion building, if we know about it, we get everybody, including the Sea Lions, to give them a big round of applause. So, happy birthday, Grace, hope you have a great day. Let's all give them a big round of applause and help them to celebrate. That's the thing. Very good. So the first thing that we'll get these two to show you all this afternoon is an ability that sea lions are famous for, which of course is the ability to balance things on their noses. So let's get a couple of footballs out and let's get them both doing a little bit of showing off. So Arthur, you hold on to this football for me. There's good lads. And Roger, you can look after this one. So lots of people know that sea lions can do this, but what not everyone knows is actually how it's done. The secret to it is in the lovely long whiskers you can see on the sea lions' faces. Those whiskers are really, really sensitive. Now they're not strong enough to hold the ball first with this one. And Roger isn't too bad at this. He can hit the high ball at around about. You try there, Rog? Yeah, you sure? Yeah, okay. Now Roger, he's a bit of a daredevil, because he's going to start his high ball attempt from top of the tower just over there. So in a second what's going to happen, Roger's going to go across and he'll climb the stairs to the platform you can see at the very top. Once he's at the top, he'll dive off into the water, swim across, and then try and hit the pink ball with his nose. And if he does manage to hit it, please do give him a big round of applause, because he's been a very good boy in this display, and it's going to take him quite a lot of effort this jump. Right then, Rog, you make your way over to the tower. Now, do you remember earlier when I was telling you how mobile sea lions are? Just watch how quickly Roger climbs these stairs. Look, he's nearly at the top already. He's away, it's his high ball! Roger, very good. Good clap, you. Very good. Now, believe it or not, that jump there, it is a little bit too easy for Arthur, so we are going to raise it up. But before I do that, it gives me a quick chance to tell you about our posters. Because at the end of the display, we're going to be selling posters of Arthur, Roger and Louis, our other little sea lion who's outside. We'll be selling them from the green shop just over there to your left, and underneath the tower to your right. Now the posters, they're £2 each, or you can buy any 3 posters for a £5. So if you have enjoyed the display and you would like to show your support, Come and see one of us either side at the very end of the display. And we understand times have been tight for everybody over this past year, but it has been a real struggle for us down here at the Sea Lion display. Because we're indoors, we've been the first thing to close and the last thing to open when all the different restrictions have changed. So it has been a real struggle. So as I say, if you can afford to support us by buying a poster, it is really gratefully appreciated, and thank you in advance. We haven't finished yet. It is Arthur's turn. Now Arthur, he is brilliant at this. To be fair, we don't take this too much higher. We only take this to around about... Should we try that off? Yeah? Okay. But here's the thing. Arthur doesn't start his high ball attempt from top of the tower. He starts from where he is now. He's bigger, he's heavier, and he's got a lot higher to jump. So this just shows you guys the amount of power Arthur has in his big old front flippers to push all 21 stone of him up out of the water to try and touch that pink ball. Now this is the part of the display where we need to warn you guys sat at the front all along here. Because that's a much bigger sea lion, that's a much bigger jump, bigger splash coming your way as well. Okay. Now hopefully it'll only be a shower on a tidal wave, but it could be either of the two. Now this time, if Arthur manages to hit him, you guys have got to give him a great big cheer. Okay, that means all the mums and dads, nans and granddads, teachers, and all the kids. You've all got to join in, because this takes the most effort of all. Now we always give Arthur to the count of 3, but the more people who join in, the louder that we do it, the better Arthur does. So we're going to shout 1, 2, 3, and then shout go. But you've all got to be as loud as you can, okay? Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go! Who's away? You really hit it as well. Well done. Well done, Arthur. Give yourself a big clap, buddy. That was good, that mate. Yeah, excellent job. Alright guys, well that does nearly bring us to the end. Now just stay in your seats for 2 more minutes. I've got a couple of things that I need to say before I can let you go. Now let us...
That's the show finished. Sea Lion's having a rest. Well worth the watch of the show, it's free. It's well worth it. At the birds of prey section. Bald eagle.
That's the other one. Please do not try touch or feel it.
I mean, what maniac's trying to touch a bald eagle? I don't like Stark. For proper butter.
Talking about me, not you. I like you.
I like you. I like that. Just clarifying what it is.
And a hooded vulture up top.
You can see it a little bit.
did he get up there? Fly?
Hey, is that done for your channel, you know?
Leopard tortoise. We're now in the bird of prey show, so I'll come back on when it starts.
Hello guys. Anyway, we've got some health and safety as well. Before I get any birds out of health and safety, please do stay sat down throughout the display. Birds will fly over your heads. Please bear in mind if at any point you think a bird's going to hit you, just duck, because they might. They like to look quite fine. They aren't going to hit you, but just please bear in mind they might. There's only so much I can say. Just duck down. When you duck down, just duck forwards, because someone ducked backwards here, but then there were backs on the benches and everyone laughed at them when they fell, and it felt really mean. If you've got any food in you, please tuck all the food away now. We are going to fly some scavengers, hence the name, they will scavenge. If you get food out and start eating it, they'll quite happily take it off you. They're not supposed to eat biscuits or crisps or chocolate or anything like that. You can make them quite poorly, I don't want the birds getting sick. If a bird comes and lands next to you, please keep your hands to yourself in the nicest way possible. They're not a fan of strangers poking at them. A bit like people, and it's a bit weird if someone comes up to you and pokes you, it's very odd. It's the same with the birds, they don't like it, but at the same time they have got sharp beaks and sharp talons. If you put your hands down to stroke them, sometimes I think you're going to feed them, they might nibble your fingers. I don't want anyone getting nibbled, and I want you guys to have the best experience, I want the birds to have the best experience. And then, other than that, if you do need to leave at any point, please pop your hand up, grab the attention of our steward at the back in the red t-shirt. We'll escort you out when it's safe to do so. Don't just stand up to leave, because sometimes the birds mistake you for a staff member. They'll fly towards you. If you don't have a lovely big leather glove like we have, and I don't want anyone getting injured, or the birds. Other than that, we are going to get started with our first bird. We're going to introduce the bird of Ernie. He's making right now. Here he is. This is Ernie. He's a chihuahua. Well done, buddy. These guys are found out in South America, and they're awesome little predators. Now, out of all the animals we've got here at Safari Park, up he goes, well done. He's on it today, Ernie. Out of all the animals we've got here at the Safari Park, this is by far, it sounds silly, one of the most deadly animals we've got, and he's a 11.5 ounce owl. There's nothing to him, he's tiny. Now, he's not going to kill gazelles and zebras like lions, but he's going to kill a lot of mice, he's going to kill a lot of shrews, he's going to kill things like bats and tarantulas. It's quite a varied diet, this bird, but generally it's going to be quite small prey items, but he's got a really good hit rate. Now, it's because he flies silently. Ernie's not good at this, because Ernie screams when he flies, he sounds like R2-D2, it's just Ernie, it's just how he is. When he first popped out of his egg, first thing that Ernie saw was my boss. Bit of a shock, but I think the boss is his dad. And he just talks to us, he's just very, very chatty. Owls in captivity speak a lot more than we do in the wild. Because you're around people, he sort of sees himself as a little person, really, they don't get ready. But they're honest, they're amazing little predators, they're dead cool. But they've got these really soft feathers, and when they do flap their wings, they are completely silent. But this is Ernie's problem, he will scream. Though he's also got really good hearing. As he's sat there, he can actually hear every single person's heartbeat in this audience. It's quite creepy, actually. He pinpoints our staff members based off our specific heartbeats. And if we do outdoor demonstrations, which we do quite often, we did one today, it's very windy at the minute. He struggled in the wind yesterday. When we do our outdoor displays, if we come in our day off, they find you, because they can find you based on your heartbeat. It's really weird. We also get owls like Hedwig from Harry Potter, I'm sure we know all know who that is, the snowy owl. He's got these beautiful yellow eyes, and he's a diurnal hunter, he comes after in the daytime. And then we get owls like eagle owls, like Eurasian eagle owls, you get long-eared owls, they've got beautiful bright orange eyes. And they come out during dusk and dawn, they're crepuscular hunters. Ernie's 9 years old, and these guys in the wild are very lucky to make it to that age. He's going to probably get up to about maybe 5-6 years old in the wild. We've got his mum and dad still. Ernie's mum and dad are 29 years old, they're going to make it to 30 in May. They're both 30 around the same time. A lot of owls in captivity tend to typically hatch around May, just because that's what breeding season is for them. But what are you doing, Ernie? He's nibbling at something. Wait, what have you found? You're just nibbling at your toes? Brilliant. Anyway, we don't force any of the birds to fly, as you can see. If we had to force Ernie, we'd have to physically pick him up and throw him. Don't want to do that. We wait for the birds to do what they want. We could sit here the whole display and then you there like, yeah, give me a minute. I'm fine, I'll chill out for a bit. Well, that's fine, we can't force him. But he's a bit of a movie star already. Ernie, what is up here? What you have to do, your toes? He's a bit of a movie star. This bit, thank you, there you go. Because I am right now. He was in a Tim Burton film called This Peregrine's House for Peculiar Children. We'll finish him there at the gym, we'll give him a bit of his dinner. You got a fish from you? We have got a fish. We're going to give Ernie some of, it's not his favourite in the wild, he wouldn't eat fish in the wild, but he loves it, it's really healthy for him. It's why his parents are 29. We're going to give him a little sprat. And sprats are just little fish which are really, really popular with a lot of animals. So we're ready, we're going to show the little sprat. Here's a little sprat, we're very polite to take the sprat and eats it as quick as he can. He thinks everyone wants to take that sprat off him. I wouldn't personally try it, but he eats it as fast as he can, he gets it nice and safe inside his belly, and then no one can take it off him. Please give Ernie a big clap, he has done a wonderful job. So we're going to be in South America, he's going to pick up all the rubbish off the floor to begin with. Now these guys are, well, they're incredible birds. I'll bring him around a little bit closer. Please don't put your hands out to stroke him. His fingers are particularly tasty to this bird, but it's not the nicest feeling. It's one thing. But he can run pretty fast. See? Thank you. He can run pretty fast. He can get away from danger, so unless a lion escapes, where you can see this bird fly. Now he can jump pretty high, that wasn't it. He can jump up to about 16 feet from standing, but I am 5'4", so that's the issue. You ready, Steve? Go for a big jump. Come on, you ready? Go on, I need you. Go up here. Go on. Thank you. Well done. Go over here then as well. We'll do another one. Let's go. But he can jump far higher than that, but I am just better than challenge. This is the only issue. Go on, well done. Nice one. Give him a clap. He didn't jump there, didn't he? So, farmers in South America really like these birds for a few different reasons. Particularly because this bird really likes to eat things like snakes. Snakes, things like coral snakes, they're really deadly and they're really venomous. And if you're out in South America and you've got livestock, you don't want coral snakes living around your farm because they're going to bite your livestock. It's going to kill them because they're venomous. Now, I'm going to hopefully show you how to kill Steve, sorry. It's not real, it's plastic. If I throw it on the ground, Steve's going to kill it. I'll throw it over there and I'll throw it here. If you are sat further back, you can stand up because he will do it quite loud. He isn't going to fly, he's not going to knock you on the head. So you can stand up if you are further back. Go on, Steve, go get it. Sorry, Charlotte. Throw his next again. He runs up to his snake with much haste, thank you, Steve, and he smacks it out. And what he does is he's going to try and break up all the bones inside of his body. It's dead easy for himself to eat in one. Like a bit of spaghetti, really. He alternates between the head, the tail, and the middle of the snake, so he can successfully break up that snake as much as possible. Now, it's not a trick, it's not a trait behaviour, this is complete instinct. We know they kill snakes. One day we went to the gift shop, got my snake, we started battering it. Go on, Steve, one more time. Please give him a big clap, he's done a really good job with that. He's happy with that. How did he get it? Go on, Steve, one more time. Sorry, I'll drop it over there. But he would have to do it a lot quicker in the wild. Steve pauses. If he paused in the wild, he'd have died. I do a bit bad. All the predators in the area, all the animals in the area that is something dangerous, they need to run away and hide. Now, I can make him do this alarm call, for health and safety reasons, I can't bring out more for courtesy because, well, illegal because I'll lose my job. So instead, train Steve to make his alarm, plus the sound of banging. So if I bang two pieces of metal together, it's going to get a bit noisy. Ready, Steve? You're going to protect us all. Go for it. Steve, help me out. Steve, what was that? Properly. Here we go. Do you one more time, buddy? Wow. Thank you. Please give him a clap. He's done a wonderful job of that. Well done. Steve makes this really loud alarm call. You run outside, you protect your livestock if you're a farmer. You can hear it from about 2 miles away sometimes. It's a really noisy bird. It echoes a lot here, you know. Anyway, Steve, I think you've done a wonderful job. Go over there and we'll cheer. Please give him a big clap. He's obviously the loveliest bird ever. Nicholas, you coming out? Hey, buddy. Look at him. He's like, hello. This is Nicholas. He loves a little tickle. Please do stay sat down now for the rest of the display because he will fly. He's quite clumsy. I don't know to kick him in the head, basically. But he's one of the loveliest little birds you'll ever come across. I didn't cry. He's an American black vulture. And these birds, hence the name, found out in the Americas, they're incredible animals. And I'm going to get everyone to love vultures because we're fortunate in Africa and out in Asia, we're losing vultures faster than we've lost anything else in history. Put your guard there, guys. Faster than we've lost anything else in history. We're losing these birds faster than we've lost dinosaurs. That's how quickly vultures are dying. And I've got to encourage everyone to love them because protect the things that we love. I personally have to take a bullet for them. I'll do. A nice one. He does a little head scratch. That was very nice. But everyone has to like these birds what they do. In the wild, if Nibbles comes across an animal and it's died of a really deadly disease, Like cholera, right? Go ahead. Go and smack people. Cholera or rabies and typhoid or anthrax. If that animal's died of that, the nibbles eats up that carcass. He won't get sick. He can completely digest it and he can break it down to the ecosystem. They're really, really important birds. People aren't interested in vultures. People think he's ugly. I think he's sweet. I don't want you to think he's the most beautiful animal in the world. I want you to just generally just appreciate him for what he does. And he does it a lot. He cleans up the ecosystem. This bird is the backbone of the ecosystem. It's the heart of the ecosystem, aren't you? And we love you because you're so sweet. But people just don't like vultures. Whenever you watch Disney cartoons, watch Ice Age, you know. Forgot about Ice Age. You watch Ice Age. Vultures are very evil in Ice Age. And they try to eat the baby or something like that, I can't remember. But they're always depicted as a bad guy, and always seems to be quite evil. He's not evil, he's the loveliest little bird in the world, he's very sweet. He's 14 years old, and before we do the displays, we have to set kids out crowds, because of Nibbles. When Nibbles was a baby, my boss's daughter used to push him around the town centre in the crowd, didn't they? And he has very, very happy memories from being sat in a crowd, so we can get back in one, regardless of the child in it or not. So, it's just happy memories. It's like when cats need paws. He does this for that reason, don't you, buddy? Because it makes you happy, and you know, it doesn't know head moves. It's like a puppy, but it flies, and it eats everything. I mean, Nibbles eats everything, dogs eat everything, don't they? But they are incredible animals. I sort of encourage people to like them. I don't think it's difficult with Nibbles, because I think we're the cutest little bird in the world. I love him. Anyway, I think he's done a wonderful job. Can we please give him a big clap? He's going to make it proud. Malcolm, like I say, he will fly. We give him a second, we let him use everything. He decides where he wants to start off. You go in. Go on, Malcolm. He's probably going straight for you guys, so. You go in. We'll get your rings ready. Go on, Malcolm. You're going up there. Alright. You're going to go for Charlotte instead. You're like, how dare you walk past me? But this is Malcolm. He's a Eurasian eagle owl. These birds are really deadly predators. Again, owls are incredibly deadly birds. People look at owls and think they're very cute, ugly, but they're really, really deadly. People don't understand how much power they have. Now, the best way to describe how powerful he is to compare it to ourselves. Now, when you clench your jaws together as tight as you can, we use a bite force of about 600 psi in our jaws. In Malcolm's feet, he has got 3,000. He's going to, generally, as gruesome as it sounds, he's going to grab something by the head, push his skull, kiss it in his muscles, that's what they do. They've got really powerful feet, and he squeezes things as tight as he can, and they cannot let go of it, because he's got such depth from it. Now, Malcolm does his little dance. You might see him go like this every now and then. That's Malcolm's dance. They haven't got the best eyesight, so when he does that little wobble, he's trying to focus in on all the little sounds that we give him as a cue. So we put a little bit of food down. He doesn't actually see the food put down. He doesn't really know until he gets there. So we tap next to it, and then he's just listening out for the little sounds. So he wobbles his head, because he actually can create like a 3D image of exactly how far, how big something is, based on the noise it makes. So hi mate, what are you looking at me for? Well, she is flying in. I'm not flying you. Thank you, I know. But Malcolm's a bit of a weirdo, in the nicest way possible. He's not much of a gentleman. Over lockdown, he had a girlfriend. She didn't like him. He's had 4 girlfriends since I've worked here for 5 years, and none of them have liked him because Malcolm's got a, build up that bond with him. We can't do that for him. When he starts showing net breeding behaviour, we provide him with nesting materials and all the things that he wants to provide him a girlfriend. He just has to get that bond with that girl. Over lockdown, we introduced him to a bird called Mrs. Malcolm. We weren't very creative with it. The way that a bond forms of owls, these birds are monogamous, they will mate for life. But he has to provide food for the females. So we'd give all the food to Malcolm's Avery, and he would have to give it to the female. But he would just eat everything, and then she'd smack him, because he's rude. That's how Malcolm works. We had to separate them, basically. He's just not very good at it, But he started doing these really loud hoots at us. When he does these hoots, that means he wants to breathe, so that's the beginning. Small individual species. Eurasian eagle owl is the second biggest owl species, the biggest is Siberian eagle owl. Well, he's going to catch foxes. Female eagle owls, he's about 3.5 pounds in weight. Female eagle owls, it's about 8 pounds in weight. And believe it or not, a female eagle owl can catch deer in the wild. So think an owl can possibly catch a deer, it's insane, but they can. They're really, really good predators, and it's all based on that stealth, because he's so silent when he flies. But he also does something called still hunting. He doesn't like to waste energy, he's quite lazy. So owls are, and he will sit in a tree and he'll wait for his prey to come underneath him. And as soon as that prey is underneath him and he hears his heartbeat, he pounces down on it and that's when he kills it. It's very, very efficient, that's why they can kill so many.
Going for some food now, and inside the cafe, some nice fish.
We're hungry. Guess what fish we're going to eat, guys? think I might eat that white one right now. This is their menu.
Are these actually for show, or are they just, can you pick that one? I'll have that with chips.
Got here.
We're at
Scottish Adventures.
Knowsley Halt train station. Round the whole of the safari park. So welcome back. All aboard. We're on the train now, waiting for departure. Woo-woo.
I want to look it.
We're off, guys.
You're actually filming now, yeah?
That one behind. have they gone in?
They got too cold.
See, it's him popping out.
I've not gone in when I...
By the way, when you was filming the giraffes, did you give any facts? I did.
Like what?
That when they fight each other, they swing their necks at each other. It's hilarious. Are you watching?
Yeah, that's it, oh yeah.
A bit far, isn't it?
Back to the start. This is what I've come here to see. This is the giraffe enclosure, and they're hiding in the barn. Typical, that, isn't it? You think they'd come out? No, that didn't work. You can go up the ramp there and normally and feed them. So it's like 120 quid for 2 people. That you get an hour up there and you can feed them and everything. And that's going to pay for that for my birthday for me.
Come out yet?
No, not yet. In what?
Hello. Come on then.
Looking at you.
I can't whistle. Come on. Look at its leg going. Kiwi.
Pebbles' leg goes like that when we itch it, when we scratch you.
Hello. Hello. Come on then. Come on then. Come on. Come on then. Hello.
Look, babe, they come in.
Hello.
What have you done?
Didn't do anything. They ran away from me.
Don't blame him.
That one's leg's still going like that. Kiwi! Hello!
Oh my god, are you serious?
Smallest pack hunting dogs.
Oh man.
What?
Leave my GoPro there, isn't it?
Here's one. Oh, they've gone for a walk. They're going all the way round.
Nah, that's it.
What are you doing?
Fine. Look. They're pockets.
Smallest pack hunting dogs.
Hello!
Big not dry.
Is it?
No.
Why me on? Hello, doggy.
Imagine if you take one of them on.
Doesn't look like a dog, does it?
Hey.
What's it got? Is it a chicken? Jeez, yeah, I think that is.
Where are you? We'll just walk through.
Yeah, a more tiger.
Do you mind watching that? Sky! Sky!
The Amur tiger. Yeah, what's it doing? It's eating something, isn't it?
China and you were the...
Can't see it in the distance. This glass is about 6 inches thick.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Two adults, two children at one time.
Sorry?
Two adults, two children at one time. Go on, babe. Oh, you're alright. Two adults, two children. Come on. Come on then. Come on. You won't get me mum on this. Did you like that?
No, babe.
No, it's alright. Want to rock you? Come on, Sky. Come on. No, don't you do it. Sky's doing it for that girl and the mum. What does that say on that? Is that the bridge bed?
No.
Why? Amor, that's what the tigers are called. Amor, it says. That's what the tigers are, Amor tigers.
Amor.
About. Let's go on that boat. Are these safe? Are these safe or what? Should have weight limited us, I should have gone on the other side. Sky, look, I can see you. Wave. I'm the king of the world! Just don't drop it. Oh yeah? Stopping. Hey babe, 1 minute 45 that. Can we go again? How do I go again? You've not got us going again, have you? I'm not going to film us going around again, but you've just seen us on it. And to finish off the day, we're going to have a quick look, well not a quick look in Steph's case, but I'll look around the gift shop, see what they've got.
Come on, you!
Today, we charge up my batteries, but...
Sky!
warm in here.
A lying down one.
No,
I'll buy it here.
I've got giraffes.
I know, but I'll buy
I
it.
don't want it. We'll just be getting it for the sake of it. I'm not being grateful, I just don't want it. I don't want one.
Big tiger.
I don't want one at all.
That one's cute.
I don't want one.
I want this one.
This is what I'm going on with. Present for my mum.
And how much are they?
Steph's got a few bits and bobs. Show what you've bought me.
The giraffe. And my tiger. You want that and that, yeah? Right.
So that's it. The video on Knowsley Safari Park. Hope you enjoyed it. And then when I come back here in a few months in the summer, I'll film the feeding of them. You get to spend an hour talking to the trainers, or whatever you call them, zookeepers, and you get to feed them. So yeah, I'll do that. Thanks for watching.